capacity that we have, which is the potential that we have, which we have not yet realized. And so, with these three as inputs, that means the appreciative inquiry to discover ourselves at the best and learning from that, the story of my life in terms of the high points and low points and what I would like the future story to be, and an objective assessment of my strengths through an instrument like Caliper, I'm now ready to ask the next stage of things that matter to me in discovering, which is, what questions should I ask myself at this stage of my career to identify my purpose? Because unless you define life purpose, you cannot define career goals. Life purpose is always supreme. So ask yourself the question, the four most critical questions. Who am I? Meaning, am I just this limited body and its ability to hear, to see, to feel, to smell, to touch? Or am I just the sum total of all my emotions and feelings? Or am I the sum total of all my thoughts, my analysis, my creativity? Or am I the ego which keeps telling me how good I am? Am I all the fears that come to me and the anxiety that comes to me, the fear of criticism, the fear of failure, the fear of lack of time, the fear of ambiguity? Or am I the witness of my body and its senses and all my perceptions? Am I the witness of my emotional mind? Am I the witness of my thinking process? Am I the witness of my ego? Which means the who am I question is that I am not just my limited body and what it can do. I am not just a limited idea of my current way of relating to people and relationships. I am not just the current boundaries of the thinking that I have today and not my current way of looking at ego, but I can change my physical stamina, my process of observation, listening, and the way I use my senses. I can change the way I relate to people. I can change the way even I think. And I can certainly do something about my fears. That means I have to understand that I am not my current equipment of the body, mind, and intellect, but that who am I question is deeper to say, do I identify only with my body that keeps on changing? Do I identify with the mind that keeps on running like a monkey? Or even the intellect that keeps on having ceaseless thoughts? Or do I understand that there is a power in me which is greater than my body, mind, and intellect, which is the whole conscious, life-giving force that I have within me? Depending upon how you answer the question, you can trap yourself into a limited answer, or you can be free to make a choice in life of being an exceptional leader. So who am I? The second question, why am I here? Which means, what is my real purpose in life? Why have I taken human birth? Is my purpose in life to do something special for my village or my town or my city? Is my purpose in life to become the finest software developer? Is my purpose in life to become the greatest NGO leader or even the political activist? Why am I here? What is my larger purpose? Where do I want to go? How am I defining the vision of my life? Is my vision of life only to become rich and have children and become old and die? Or I am in my 20s now, I imagine the situation when I am 80, what should I be telling my grandchildren on what I should have achieved in my life, which really defines the life of purpose and meaning? I think these are very tough questions at a young age when they must be asked. And I can tell you, when I was in your age, and I was very fortunate that I met an amazing spiritual teacher and master, Swami Chinmayananda, the founder of the Chinmaya mission. My father was a devotee. My father was an army officer who retired from the army. But right through I saw the deep devotion to his Guru, and my mother was initiated by Maharaj Savan Singh Ji of Radha Swami Satsang at a young age. So this combination of Radha Swami teachings and Swami Chinmayananda's teachings at a young age inspired many of us to ask new questions to our life. And I asked myself the question, what is the purpose of my life when I was in college? And the answer came that the purpose of my life is to help in India becoming an economic superpower, but we should become a developed country without compromising on values. And so we called it economic development without spiritual impoverishment. So when I was in college, I dreamt that, the first part of my life, I'll do an MBA degree, then I'll work in industry, help in making a company into a role model. Then I will set up a consulting company which will help in transforming the rest of Indian industry. And finally, I will enter the field of education so that I can pass on my knowledge to the next generation. You see, I was fortunate that I had the blessings of my spiritual teacher and the love and affection of my family and parents, and I met some wonderful people. The credit goes to all of them for shaping my thoughts. And my life turned out to be exactly the way the vision had come to me in college. That I actually spent the first part of my life working in industry in Tata's and Eicher, and I reached the board of the company at a very young age. And then we had this wonderful encouragement by the Eicher group to set up a company called Eicher Consultancy that actually transformed the rest of Indian industry. And out of that came then the organization called Grow Talent, and finally the School of Inspired Leadership. So I think you can dream at a young age and you can take responsibility for your dream. So based on all that I have told you, let me transform your thinking based on this one slide that I am about to present to you, which is based on the story of your life which you are telling yourself about the way your story should be. What is your calling or purpose? What is at the deep inside in your core? What are you dreaming about? To what extent are you today, your personal and professional life aligned to this purpose? How should you make changes in your life so that you start moving towards your dream? What are the competencies that you need to develop if you have to make this happen? What are your strengths that you have discovered through your best work? How can you leverage these strengths to develop this new competencies? What are the specific steps you should take to make this happen? How are you spending your time today in order to learn these things? And of course, even if once you are clear on this, what could go wrong and how do you plan to counter this? And finally,